Oh shit, YouTube, I am probably gonna regret this. But we're about to react to two tales of fucking biocrimes with my crackhead friend here, Perma, and the beautiful Gbag snake bites. And I don't trust this not to be a train wreck.
Confidence, you motherfucker.
Show you Perma's face, but he ugly, so we're not gonna do that.
I'm scared. I don't like internet.
Oh, Scottish castles. Here we go. Ready? You ready?
Yes.
Ready?
No, you're not.
Shrouded hand here.
Never.
I was doing a bit of light reading the other day and looking through a working paper titled Bioterrorism
This motherfucker reads, so we don't need
the
to.
illicit use of biological agents
Which I
since
can't
the
even read.
1900s. Of all the cases mentioned in the book, the ones that interested me the most were crimes committed by medical professionals or
That's just what your parents told you, Perma. You didn't skip shit.
diseases and parasites.
Yes! Hey, someone's gotta live that life, bro. Someone's gonna live it, you know.
It's
Someone's
still
gotta
disturbing to read about what certain deranged individuals are capable of when they have access to dangerous biological material. So let's look at two different cases that show why it might not be a good idea to piss these kinds of people off.
Yeah, Perma.
Oh, I'm the guy he's talking about, bro. Come on, you already know.
I'll start with a man named Eric Kranz. In 1970, 23-year-old Eric Kranz was a postdoctoral student at McDonald's
Eric
College
Kranz
in
is gonna
Quebec.
kill you.
His area of research was
Bro, Hans rhymes with Hans.
He shared a
Yes!
house with five
It's
other
too
students, but he was
German.
having trouble paying his share of the rent. As a result, his
You
housemates
look
told
like
him that
Fred
he had
West
to leave.
meets Andre the Giant.
Reading between the lines on some of these articles, it does sound like they had other problems
He
with
does.
Eric Kranz
He does,
too.
kinda.
He did eventually pay his rent, but
Wait,
he still
who?
told him that he had to move out. To me, it sounds like he was just a problem housemate. Upon being told that he had to get out, Kranz became extremely angry and made a number of threats to his housemates.
You look like lo-fi Jesus.
Cars, burning down the house, and
Like Jesus in 144p.
Yeah, like an off-brand Jesus. He looks like Jesus.
Yeah, like that Mexican reprint t-shirt of Jesus.
Yes, exactly.
Festival, and his housemates happily took it in.
I sent you a picture.
An incident on the 4th of February, a few days after the meal, gives us an idea of some of the tensions inside the house. With Kranz refusing to move out,
I know who Andre the Giant is, so he's the other
in his room.
Oh, Fred
In order to
West.
get some heat into his room, Eric Kranz smashed the windows in his door. Because of this damage, the police were called and he was put into a cell overnight.
Wait, what?
About a week after
Why he
the
brings two
special
windows out here?
I
festival meal,
don't know.
4 of Eric Kranz's
pay
housemates
attention,
aware of some
Perma.
of the tensions inside the house took in. An incident on the 4th of February, a few days after the meal, gives us an idea of some of the tensions inside the house. With Kranz refusing to move out, his housemates cut off the heating in his room. In order to get some heat into his room, Eric Kranz smashed the windows in his door.
What?
Because of this damage, the police were called and he was put into a cell overnight.
Well, shit. Just start a fire, bro.
The special
Just
winter
burn some shit.
meal.
You probably have a
All
shit,
of
right?
Kranz's housemates began to get sick.
What, we doing books and shit back then?
Yeah, I mean, they were all already burning them.
Fever,
I might
loss
as
of
well just do it
appetite,
inside.
and shortness of breath. On the 12th of February, all 4 housemates that were sick went to the emergency room. The case report describes 3 of them as being cyanotic, meaning that their skin was turning blue from lack of oxygen. 2 of them were
that's
suffering
fucking
from
horrifying.
acute respiratory failure. They quickly fell into a critical condition.
What,
They were
cyanide?
diagnosed with pneumonia and they were given antibiotics, but
Oh, I
they
think he
didn't
said
respond to the
cyanide.
medicine. and
Yeah,
their
but
condition continued
cyanide
to
does
get
that because it replaces
After
the
4
oxygen.
days in
It
hospital,
replaces the hemoglobin. It does something with hemoglobin. Don't ask me. But sugar's the cure.
Oh, I just love that it's
It makes the hemoglobin in your blood not pick up oxygen. Each hemoglobin molecule can store 4 oxygen atoms on it. The way it is structurally. The way fucking cyanide binds is it prevents it from picking up oxygen. There you go.
In their
Okay,
intestines
that makes
and
sense.
travelled up into their lungs.
That's
Once the
disgusting.
cause of their illness was confirmed, they were successfully treated with a drug called
Wait,
Perma.
what?
All formed
fucking-
that
ugh.
until now
Yeah, go
was
back.
only thought the
They
case
got some
report
worms?
describes 3 of them as being cyanotic, meaning that their
Sounds like a
skin
game
was
from
turning
something.
blue from lack of oxygen. 2 of them were suffering from acute respiratory failure. They quickly fell into a critical condition. They were diagnosed with pneumonia
Hey.
and they were given antibiotics.
What type of
but they
condition
didn't
is the
respond to
cutest?
medicine, and their condition continued
cute
to
one.
get worse. After 4 days in hospital,
I hate
they
you.
were able to
Oh my
identify
god, I
the
just stuck my
cause.
toe. Oh,
Ascaris suum, a type of roundworm that, until now, was only thought to infect pigs. Doctors found thousands of these worms infesting the lungs of the 4 patients.
Yeah.
This is just fucking
At
some
some
horror
point,
shit. Bro.
around 2 weeks earlier, the 4 men had swallowed a large quantity of roundworm eggs. These eggs had hatched in their intestines and travelled up into their lungs.
Oh, yeah,
Once
yo.
the illness was confirmed, they were
Oh,
successfully
this
that's
is
when you get some revenge on your face. Shit, now you talking, pimp.
But it
Bro,
was
that's not
took
even
over 2
evil.
of them.
That's like purgatory.
There was a
Yeah.
housemate that never got sick. None of the articles I've read seem to mention why. Maybe he didn't eat any of the food that Kranz made. Eric Kranz was arrested for the poisoning. All 5 of his housemates were able to testify that they'd heard Kranz threatening to infest them with parasitic worms, and Kranz in
Oh
court
shit, that's just dumb.
indeed made that
Well, he
threat.
didn't say that. They obviously got
It was
together
also
and
proved that he was
pretended that he
working
said
in a
that.
laboratory with the exact same
on,
roundworms
bro.
that had infested his housemates. The time frame between him preparing the meal and his housemates developing symptoms also matched the life cycle of the worms.
Fuck no.
Add this to the fact that this was the first time in recorded history that any humans had been infected with that particular type
Well,
of
that was
roundworm.
bad
And
body
then it was
crease.
estimated that they would have to have eaten between 300 and 400,000 roundworm eggs to get that kind of infestation. Despite all of this evidence, Eric Kranz was eventually acquitted.
no.
It was successfully
This
argued
guy got
that
acquitted.
because the sink in the kitchen of the house kept backing up with sewage water, that they could have become infested from ingesting contaminated water.
What a
Also,
gangster.
because
But the
Kranz
sewer
worked in a
water is
lab
not
with the
connected to
worms,
the
it was
water.
possible that
That
he
makes
could have
no
carried
sense.
the parasites home.
Yeah,
into
back in the
homes
day
and
they had
accidentally
dusty ass
caused the
water, bro.
infestation.
All right. Okay.
There
that
wasn't
makes-
enough evidence to prove that Kranz was
sense.
guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, and so he walked.
Like you had to boil your water, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I forgot that we live in the 21st century or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
On October the 29th, 1996,
Well,
lab
shit,
workers
that
at the
guy
St. Paul
fucking
Medical Center Hospital
fucked
in
his
Dallas
housemate.
received an email inviting them
My
to
lungs
enjoy
feel
some
itchy.
muffins and
Well, he tried to
donuts
kill
that
them.
had been left in the lab's cafeteria.
By killing them from the
12
inside.
workers
That's fucking...
helped themselves to donuts and muffins.
Oh shit, not the donuts and
Shared
muffins.
them with a
Oh
family.
great. Yeah,
Bro,
that's ruined for
don't
me
fuck
now.
up donuts and muffins. No, not smiley face donuts.
Snacks fell ill.
Oh,
They
fuck
had
this
severe
smiley face donut. That
bloody
shit's scary
diarrhea,
anyway.
fever, and extreme stomach cramps. 9
Bro,
people
from
had
donuts
to
and
go to the
muffins?
emergency room for treatment.
No.
4 of them were hospitalized.
Don't fuck up Tim Hortons,
None
yo.
of them died. Suspecting these mysterious lunchroom treats might be the source of the outbreak, one of the muffins was taken for tests. It was found to contain high amounts of Shigella dysentery, a bacteria which causes dysentery.
What the fuck?
Further investigations found that a vial in the lab which contained beads contaminated with Shigella dysentery had been tampered with, and some of those beads were missing. Suspicion fell on a lab worker named Diane Thompson.
Oh, she do
was
look
one
like
of
she
the
made you
people
poop
that
your
had access
pants.
to the bacterial
It definitely makes me soft as fuck. That's for sure.
Co-workers reported that
Yo, is this bitch an alien?
quickly reminded them
I
about
don't
the
even think she's
donuts and
human. I
muffins.
think you're right.
They went to the break room to watch people eat them, although she didn't have
Maybe
one
half
herself.
human, half alien.
They didn't think much of it at the time.
What's wrong
but
with her
in
face?
retrospect, it
I don't know, but
seemed
she could
rather
cut shit with that
suspicious.
skull, bro.
Police got involved and
She could
whilst they
cut
were
shit
looking
with
for
it.
further evidence.
No,
they
fuck that, she
probed
could probably
into
chop a whole
past
ass
and
log
uncovered
with that
some
face.
disturbing details. A year earlier, Diane's boyfriend at the time, John Ritchie, had fallen ill with very similar symptoms.
You could probably
Sometime in
probably
September
bake a bread on the top of her
1995,
face.
John Ritchie had decided
bacon
that he
was.
wanted to end his relationship with Diane Thompson, but for some reason they continued dating for another month. Then John Ritchie started to become ill. At first he just had a sore throat, but this soon developed into diarrhea and fever. On October the 20th, he went to the emergency room at St. Paul Medical Centre complaining of chest pains. 6 days later, he was hospitalised, suffering from
She give you down chest pains, that ain't love.
As you probably guessed, John Ritchie had been deliberately poisoned with the same Shigella dysentery bacteria. Although, whilst he was in hospital, doctors found
Why
it
did
very
that sound like it was
difficult to
rapping?
correctly diagnose the infection. This
Chin
is
to
because
the
Diane
the-
Thompson had
Oh my
access
God.
to the lab
Forget
where
about
John Ritchie's stool samples were
I heard
kept.
of that.
She was swapping his stools with samples from other patients so that the doctors couldn't detect the Shigella infection.
Bitch!
As he lay in hospital, John Ritchie grew suspicious of Thompson. She had started acting very strange. She brought him a glass of water and got extremely angry when he wouldn't drink
Bitch,
it.
her whole
Later on, she
appearance is
brought him a
great.
bottle
That
of
should tell you
Gatorade.
something.
Again, he refused to drink it because it
You look like
she
that kind of
was
crazy bitch.
She looks like she has kids in the freezer.
A few
bro.
days after getting out of hospital, I'm guessing that Diane Thompson and John Ritchie had somewhat made up and he was starting to trust her again because she sent him off to work with a lasagna that she'd made specially for him, and he did
Oh right,
eat it.
that,
Not
that makes you
surprisingly,
instantly trust her.
hours
Don't
after
just
eating
give
the
me a
he
lasagna.
felt
Like, are
sick
you
again.
actually fucking
He had
stupid?
diarrhea and fever.
You
He was given
dumb,
some
bro.
antibiotics
You're
and told to stop
mentally
eating.
not home. If you think
The
that
following day,
is
Diane
kind of
Thompson
trust.
convinced John Ritchie to let her extract some of his blood and take it to the lab for investigation. I can't really fathom why he would let her do this. He'd already suspected her of trying to poison him, and then he'd fallen ill a second time after eating food that she made for him. Now he's letting her stick a needle in his arm. I don't really get it. An hour
I don't know
after
what's
taking
more
his
painful,
blood,
getting a
John
needle in
Ritchie's
your arm
started
or
to
being
get
that
sore.
fucking stupid.
Later that evening, Diane Thompson's hospital supervisor called Ritchie up and told him that his blood was filled with bacteria and that he had to get
I
to the
know
emergency
shit.
room.
The fuck?
John Ritchie was successfully treated and he made a full recovery, but he grew
Bit
extremely
fuck.
scared of
Wait.
Diane Thompson.
He
Over
lived
the
through
following few
it?
weeks, his
Oh, you
car
gotta
tires
be
were slashed
wanting to kill
multiple
yourself
times
after
and
that.
sugar was poured into his
This is
death
corn
Eventually,
time!
he had to move
No
away
sugar
from her
in
just
his
to get away from her. Now, I'm not sure why at this point she
What?
wasn't reported to the police and something was done about it. It wasn't until a year
Reported
later
to the
when she
police.
poisoned her workmates that she was
I
eventually
can't with
investigated.
this man.
Her motives against her boyfriend were quite clear. She wanted to get revenge because he was going to finish with her. But in court, she wasn't able to say why she decided to poison her co-workers. Some of them hardly knew her at all, so it wasn't done for personal revenge. Perhaps she's just the kind of person who got a sick pleasure from making people sick. Scary to think that she
What
worked in a
shit,
hospital.
Perma? You found your girlfriend.
Eventually, Thompson was
Oh,
charged
bro,
with
no.
tampering with
Thank you very
pills
much,
to
but I'd
deliberately
rather
poison
stick
12
both my legs in a
co-workers,
wood chipper.
plus for the harassment, poisoning and stalking of John Ritchie.
Damn,
She
son.
was also charged with falsifying lab documents to cover her tracks. She was given
Why,
a
bro?
Nothing, yo.
means she's
Bro,
probably
she
out there
looks
now.
fucking
I wonder what she's doing now.
stupid
Hopefully
insane.
nothing that involves
Oh
working with
boy,
people.
yeah, she does.
Or
She was so good with Ramirez.
Yes!
Oh my god.
Yes! Yes, she does!
That's when she went when they fucking talked to so the person was like, what's a Ramirez?
video way
Bro,
down
there's some
long. But if you
deep-seated
think these stories
fundamental
are bad,
hate
then
at the
there's a
bottom
couple
of her
more that really
personality that is
showcase
just
the very
like
worst
fills her
personality.
entire body.
I'll probably
Like she's
return to it
pure
in the
evil.
future.
She probably bleeds
I hope you found
lava,
these
the
stories
fucking crazy
interesting.
bitch.
Thanks to
Bro,
everyone on Patreon who
like,
is supporting
for
the channel.
anyone that thinks
I'm gonna
he
pick
doesn't look like
more
Richard
random
Ramirez.
patrons to win a
This is
prize.
what Richard
Same
Ramirez
as
looked
last
like
time,
real quick.
it's nothing major.
Thank you. It's exactly the same person. Like they're fucking related, bro. They're fucking related.
Oh, that's the same person.
They have to be related.
That's her father.
The horror
Yes,
began
them
in-
or a brother. Or both. But it could be your brother and her father.
Would you have heard this?
Well, shit. That bitch was Richard Ramirez's fucking family member. That's what we found out.